Weld and Dragon and I are going to be a very happy throuple.
Oh my god. Welcome to Inchworm,
the podcast in which we're inching through worm. I'm Jenny.
and I'm Ted.
And this time we read Parasite 10.5.
Getting further and further into the Parasite arc.
Yeah, this time we fought Dragon! I mean, we sort of fought Dragon. I feel like Dragon was at several major disadvantages and not really trying that hard.
It's tough to be a hero. Heroes need to pull punches.
Yes, they do. Yeah, and especially a hero who's just quickly arrived with her very lethal weaponry and can't use most of it.
I know.
Yeah. So, do you want me to tell you what happened in this one?
I would love that.
All right, we left our hero villains in the lobby of the PRT building / Ward's headquarters, facing off against Dragon, who was outside. They also had Weld in there with them, the only, I think, active enemy that they were fighting, but
Correct.
a formidable one. So Dragon opens by spraying containment foam at them.
Yes!
They manage to run just in time. Tattletale starts running first because she figures out what's going to happen. And the others are able to run quickly enough, possibly because of her example, to not get sprayed. There are a couple of little bits that hit them and it just keeps expanding and you kind of can't brush it off because it's sticky. And yeah, it's really powerful stuff. Weld is trying to keep them from escaping, but Shadowstalker is fighting him and Regent is having her fight in this sort of no-holds-barred way that's very effective, but, doesn't have any self-preservation involved, and Weld is, trying not to hit her, but still fight her. Taylor tries to block the foam with bugs. This is not a good method, but she pivots to using the bugs to lift up pieces of broken glass from the floor.
So cool.
She is so cool and so innovative. She holds the pieces of glass up. She uses 20 or 30 bugs. She describes the way that their feet work, that they can grip onto things. And she holds these pieces of glass and catches flecks of foam with them. And then, when they are foamy enough, she carefully lowers them onto Dragon's lenses, vents, joints, places that it might mess up her machine.
Mm-hmm.
And Tattletale fills them in that Dragon is pulling her punches. This is the suit she flies into serious crises at a moment's notice, so it's very lethal. She doesn't have a lot of non-lethal weaponry, which is why she's using this foam, but that's kind of close to all she's got. And she doesn't want to kill them. As Tattletale says, bad PR, especially for a notable hero traveling to another country to fight virtual unknowns like us. Yeah, can you imagine? Dragon flew from Canada to, kill some kids. So Dragon is at a disadvantage, as we've said. There's some discussion. Tattletale thinks it must be remotely controlled because this suit got here too fast and she wasn't in the suit with Leviathan. Couldn't have been. But Regent is no, there's something in there. I tried to use my power. I can't really get in, but there's a nervous system there. So that's mysterious at this point. So they're sort of in a stalemate, but Taylor's this is too slow. The Protectorate's going to get here. They could have new members, just like Weld, as we discussed. They retreat into the gift shop. And Dragon kind of forces her huge mech suit into the lobby after them. Imp tries some stuff on the theory that, maybe Dragon can't see her if there's really a person in this mech suit. The power will work on her. But it becomes clear that Dragon can see her, possibly through whatever, sensor she has or whatever. And so Imp, is, going to get hit if she ventures out. Meanwhile, Dragon cuts off their escape route out the front of the lobby by putting down a line of accelerant, and there's flame. And Weld just, strides through the flame. So cool. What a great hero boyfriend move. Starts fighting Imp. The implication is that he can't see her, but Dragon is telling him where she is and telling him what to do. So Imp retreats back to the rest of them. Dragon apparently finally gets annoyed by the glass covering parts of her machinery. She starts spraying mist that dissolves the foam. So Taylor's work is being undone. But then there's a wave of darkness. Gru is back. He's Dragon's here? Tattletale says, we got the stuff, had to wait for you. Gru says, get out through the gift shop, meet you outside. So Gru and Shadowstalker make it out the front door. Their escape route wasn't cut off. The rest of them go into the gift shop. Bentley, the only dog who is still enlarged, jumps through a plate glass window. They go into the gift shop, which is tricky because it's so full of stuff. It's a difficult battleground. Tattletale starts using her lightning gun at the bars on the window because, of course, PRT headquarters, they're not just going to have windows you can burst in from the outside. So she's doing that. The gun starts making a high-pitched noise, but she does get the bars off the window. Then Dragon gets into the gift shop. She is having difficulty maneuvering also, but soon she's going to be able to spray the foam on them. Tattletale does a thing where she grabs a bust of Miss Militia, uses it to jam the trigger into the on position on the lightning gun, throws it over Dragon as almost like if this thing is going to explode, it's sort of a bomb for Dragon. Dragon goes after Tattletale directly. Seems like she's pulling her punches again because she doesn't want to kill her, and Tattletale is able to get out through the window. Unfortunately, that means Dragon is between the others in the window, so there's Bitch, Imp, Regent, and Skitter, and one of Bitch's dogs. Regent and Imp make a break for it in different directions. Imp is able to kind of duck and get under cover of bookshelves, and she gets away. Regent is thinking about stepping on Dragon's foot, but sees that it's electrified, manages to get away and use some wood to block the spray and get out. So then it's just Bitch, the dog, and Taylor. Mm-hmm. Taylor takes a major risk. She steps on that electrified foot, which is in fact electrified. She knows that her suit is somewhat insulated against electrical charges. This is something she used with Armsmaster at the gala. But she can feel the electricity, and she just has to keep herself from making a circuit. And she's maybe in an okay position to get forward, but then something bumps into her, throws her off mid-leap, and she lands. She sends some bugs out to see where she's going to land, and because she gets their feedback, she sort of is able to put her arm out in such a way that only her arm, hand, and shoulder are encased in containment foam, but she is stuck. She looks up and sees Bitch riding Bentley, who has grown large enough to ride, and can tell from the body language that Bitch is displaying that it wasn't Dragon who hit Taylor, it was Bitch and her dog. Mm-hmm. Bitch knocked her into the foam and is leaving her there. And now Dragon has Taylor. And so Dragon starts talking to Taylor. She's like, I have a sworn responsibility to protect that data. And Taylor's like, well, it's gone. And Dragon asks where it's going, and Taylor won't tell her. And Dragon's like, your teammates left you here and you're protecting them? Taylor doesn't answer, but she thinks someone else is depending on that data. So playing maybe into the Dinah theory. Then the gun starts whining even higher. And Dragon's like, get your bugs off me. And Taylor's like, what? Dragon's like, no. And Taylor obeys. She gets the sense from Dragon. It's not going to be a good idea to ignore this instruction. Dragon curls her entire mech suit body around the gun and kind of starts shooting foam into the dome-shaped area underneath her body and says, I'm just going to read it. It's a good line. Consider yourself fortunate, Skitter. I've never killed a criminal without explicit permission and all the filed paperwork, and I'm not about to start with you. I'll be in contact. Then she says, think about what I said. Take a close look at those priorities of yours. Then Dragon's vapor has finally dissolved enough of Taylor's foam that she can get her arm free. She backs away, and then the gun explodes. The suit is mostly destroyed, and Taylor's like, oh, she saved me. And Taylor looks inside the suit, and there is something in it. It's like a fetus. What? I'm going to read this too because,
Please do. I was going to read it later, so.
It looked like a fetus. The features were crude, barely humanoid in any sense of the word. The eyes were half-formed, and it had no nose, only a beak-like mouth. The head was half again as large as the body below the neck. Wires wove in and out of orifices. It turned to look at me, then made a low, mewling sound. And then it explodes. It seems like Dragon has rigged her suits to self-destruct so that people like the Dragon Slayers aren't going to succeed in the future.
Yeah.
And Taylor's like, was that Dragon? No, she said she'd contact me, and she blew the suit up on purpose. And she doesn't know what it was, but she has other priorities right now. She runs out through the window, and she can see the others are dispatching 2 members of the Protectorate. Strong language. And Tattletale is trying to talk to her, something about, maybe apologies that she almost got blown up by the gun. But Taylor's attention is on one thing. Bitch.
What a great ending to the chapter.
Oh, yes. Oh, man.
We thought this was going to be Undersiders versus Wards, and then we thought it was going to be Undersiders versus Dragon, but this whole arc is just Taylor versus Bitch.
Wow, yeah. And you can see, it was set up.
Yeah.
strongly, like this animosity, and then Bitch confronting her about the dog in the middle of a fight, and now trying to get rid of Taylor, knocking her into the foam, leaving her for Dragon.
How did you feel at that betrayal?
Oh, furious.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, it makes sense with what we've seen of Bitch. She is violent and ruthless and angry. She attacked Taylor not to kill her, but to hurt her.
Yeah.
The first time they met, basically. This also was not to kill her, probably. She had no reason to think Dragon would kill Taylor, but she seemed to have wanted her to get arrested.
Yeah.
And it's really only because of Tattletale's gun that Taylor didn't get arrested, because if Dragon hadn't had to blow up her own suit to prevent that explosion from killing Taylor, she would have taken Taylor into custody.
Exactly.
Yeah. I love Dragon.
Say more.
She is so reasonable and, like, clear about her priorities. She's like, okay, I don't kill villains unless it's, a very formal execution setting.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to kill Taylor. I'm going to sacrifice my suit to save her life rather than leaving her to die. And I'm going to give her this lecture about how she should rethink her priorities.
I know.
It really accorded with the Dragon that we saw talking to Canary, who was like, she's bound by certain rules. She has a clear sense of morality within those rules, and she's not afraid to express her opinion. Mm-hmm. She didn't have a lecture for Canary, but she had advice, and she has advice for Taylor. She doesn't have the full picture of what Taylor's dealing with. I don't know if she would think that what Taylor's doing to save Dinah presumably is justified, or if she is the kind of person who's like, no, that's a tangle. I don't get into those.
Right. Yeah. I thought it was really interesting that she doesn't talk until it's just Skitter there.
Yeah.
There is sort of a way, like, I think you can just read it like Dragon sees that Skitter is phoned.
Right.
And now she's like, okay, well, they got away, but also I have Skitter here. So, like, I'm transitioning into a sort of interrogation type of thing.
She's hoping she can get the information.
She's not, she's maybe already judged that pursuit is not helpful. On the other hand, the Protectorate just showed up. Like, I kind of feel like she could have been like, okay, well, she's phoned. I'm just going to go run off,
but then Taylor
back
would have
outside.
Died.
Well, but she doesn't know until she says, uh-oh. Right. So I'm saying in that moment where Taylor was phoned, she could have turned around. And
that's true.
So I think it's telling that she starts to talk to Skitter. And I don't know how much of this is like, was she hoping to get Skitter alone or just taking advantage of it, where she's able to basically identify this team weakness in the Undersiders and be like, hey,
she's
Skitter, right?
Like,
I know you have this conflicted loyalty about what you're doing. And she's playing it up. She's like, hey, they left you here, and then her on the way out, like, I'll be in touch, reconsider your priorities, right? Like, it really is this really interesting, it's both an olive branch, but kind of a gamble as to, like, I'm going to build something between the two of us that might be something I can pull on in the future, which is like a really clever move. The more calculated it was, the cleverer I think it is. But she did a really good job in just a few moments of being like, oh, you think everyone's an arms master, everyone's a shadow stalker? No, right? Like,
yeah. I didn't focus as much on the I'll be in touch. I was very focused on the immediacy, but like hearing you say that, like, she's going to be in touch. Like, if they can build a bridge, I think it would be Dragon trying to build the bridge, but like Dragon would be an incredibly useful ally in this really important and, well-intentioned, like, for the forces of good mission that Taylor is on. Probably the larger one to take down Coil, in addition to rescuing Dinah.
Right, yeah.
Like, I don't know that Taylor would trust Dragon to do the right thing and not to get in her way. Like, I think it would be maybe a slow build of a relationship.
Yeah.
Or maybe she'll need her in a desperate situation. It's unclear. But, like, I love the potential of this. This is maybe the first... Since that second discussion with Armsmaster, this is the first actual promising connection that Taylor's had with a hero who can maybe help her on this mission, which I think is a good one overall.
Yeah, that's probably true. The other thought I had about what Dragon's deal is, like building off of the cops and robbers thing I was talking about last episode, here, Taylor's a little bit like, well, doesn't she care about property damage? And Tattletale's like, she'd rather prioritize her data. And, like, I think probably they were going to do renovations anyway. But then Dragon later says, like, I have a sworn responsibility to protect this data, which is different from like she's talking about her role. She's not talking about like what she wants or actually cares about. And so it is very interesting. I do wonder with the property damage thing if like she actually just doesn't care about that, right? Like,
well, I think she has, like I said, her priorities are very clear. She is sworn to protect the data, but she will not put it above human lives, but she will put it above property.
Right, exactly. But like the sort of the calculation of, we've had, I guess, this beat of like, well, Glory Girl keeps doing her fancy landings on the pavement and how is the Parks Department going to pay for all of that, you know?
But Dragon is meticulous. Dragon thinks about that. Like Tattletale said, she'd rather pay for it out of her own pocket. I'm sure she...
I guess, like, this is very much projecting, but I'm kind of like, I could imagine her having a personality where she's like, oh, they're hiding in the gift shop? I'm going to blow up all this stuff. And that, right? Like this stuff is dumb. Like
that's not how she strikes me, though. Glory Girl might do that. Who knows? Glory Girl, I feel like, is more single-mindedly focused on her opponents. But I think Dragon is just very clear-headed and doesn't care about property when there is this
the strong moral code. That is the sense. Yeah.
But she's also, in interesting ways, a gardener. Like you said, she's planting the seed with Taylor, and she's gonna like see what grows there.
Right.
She's like maybe maximalist in her approach to the Cape world.
And yeah, I'm just thinking like she read Tattletale's file and said that, but this feels very much like someone who just read Skitter's file and is immediately like, oh, okay, I know what I'm going to say to this person.
This isn't someone who just read Skitter's file. This is someone who read up on everything that happened.
That's true, knowing about the hospital. Yeah.
I don't think she waited until this event
to do
that.
I gotta say, anyone with Dragon's level of access, you'd be like, Arnsmaster did what? I'm going to be reading all of the after-action reports about that hospital scene.
She doesn't sleep. She has time to do this research.
Yeah.
And she really seems to value being informed.
Yeah. So the actual fuck is going on with the thing inside her suit.
Oh my god, that was so creepy.
How did you feel about this?
Speaking of cultivating things, it seems like she grows probably clones of herself, like modified in some way. She like grows little creatures that she's able to remotely connect to modify her suits. It really conjured a science fiction trope for me of like that person connected to the machine.
Yeah.
Like that is something that you see a lot. Like I feel like it's like kind of a Cylon thing in Battlestar Galactica. It's the N.K. Jemisin, the 5th season.
Yeah, very 5th season.
The people who are connected to the machines.
Even like
stuff.
The Matrix. Yeah.
Yep, The Matrix. Yeah. So really viscerally gross and disturbing. Bothered me on a just like a squeamish level more than the Shadowstalker stuff.
Well, so but you feel like more science fiction trope coded than like evil coded? Because, like, it's an extremely charitable version to be like, I'm cloning myself, and that feels a little bit better than, like, harvesting this, this creature.
I think that is why she would use herself, because I think she would feel more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
But I also think, just from what we've seen of Dragon, she probably does a very careful, like, this thing has no consciousness. It's just sensory reactions and enough nervous system for her to patch into. But it is fascinating that she needs this organic interface, or maybe she gets something out of this organic interface.
Right. Yeah, well, there was something in the description about, like, the thing, when the suit was compromised, it went into self-destruct mode, right? The sort of, like, I won't make that mistake that I made with the Dragon Slayers again, which is interesting. And Taylor also has this, like, she thinks briefly, like, is this some monstrous cape? Like, is this a sort of Case 53 situation? And she's like, no, whatever it is, it's a lot weirder than that. Like, that's her vibe. And I feel like that's also kind of a pretty good hint from Wildbow that, like, whatever this is pretty unique, like something we haven't run into before, or like, so who knows? Who knows? I did really like Dragon using foam. I feel like when she started spraying containment foam, I was like, yes. This is like, why wouldn't you just have like a helicopter spewing foam anytime you're fighting villains, And then, of course, her mech is immune to it, which is awesome because it has like the vapor built in. I was very into all of it. It's too bad that she doesn't have a very fast, non-lethal mech on hand, ready to go.
Yes.
But, you can't have everything.
But she'll probably have one now.
Exactly.
She seems like someone who learns. It was also so cool what Taylor did to oppose her.
Oh my god.
The bugs with the panes of glass that were like intercepting the foam.
Yeah,
oh my god.
This is another thing where just like, I would love to see this fight visually.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it is so cool. The mech, like, breaking into the lobby, the, like, curtain of fire that Weld comes through, Taylor's swarm, right? I sort of forgot. It's like, oh, what tricks do the Undersiders have up their sleeve? And, like, at the beginning of this chapter, it's like, oh, yeah, it's been 5 minutes. Taylor has a fucking huge swarm now. And so, like, bugs descend on the lobby, and then the foam comes out. And then, like, this idea that, she now has this, like, barricade of glass that, the bugs are, like, slowly, creating around her. It's so cool.
Yes. And then using that glass to cover up pieces of Dragon's mech. So cool.
Right. Which is like, she's like, it's not that effective, but it is a death by 1,000 cuts thing where eventually Dragon has to focus a little bit on the vapor to keep her system online.
And then at the end, she's like, you have to get these bugs off me because they're impeding her from doing what she needs to.
Right.
Yeah, they
were
doing something.
Exactly.
Oh, so cool. Taylor, constantly iterating.
I can't get enough of it.
Well, we still have over 1 million words. So.
I know, right? And it's just like, it's so good on Wildbow's part too, because like, she's always got something new, right? Like it's and the fights are, I'm sure, not designed with that in mind. Maybe it's just that he keeps coming up with them because he's like, I want to throw something interesting in here. But like, it's so satisfying.
He's so good at thinking of things.
Exactly.
I'm so impressed.
Exactly. It's like you have all of the creative powers, but it's not like you have to introduce a new cape to have a cool new thing happen. You just have to be like, let's give Taylor a new idea. And then it's so fun. And yeah, there's a lot of good power play with like what, works or doesn't work on Weld. I thought one thing that was interesting was the beat that we got over and over and over again in this chapter of like heroes having to pull their punches.
Yes,
I feel like we've seen this come up in the story a lot before, but like you were saying, Weld can't fight Bentley and Shadowstalker effectively because he doesn't want to do too much damage to Sophia. Right. And the thing where Dragon can't use her lethal tech because you like you said, you can't just like fly in from Canada and blow up some teenagers, right? Like, I kind of feel like maybe you can, but I get that it would be really bad PR. Like,
and Dragon doesn't do that.
Yeah, right. And it makes sense later. We know she has a code, but it reminds me also a little bit of Ballistic and Sundancer. Like their powers are so good, but they don't want to kill people all the time. Right. So like with Ballistic kind of calling his shots, like I'm gonna hit you, Vista, so that he doesn't actually like blow her to pieces.
Yeah, I feel like it's not just a hero thing, though certainly Dragon pulling her punches to this extent is a hero thing. But like Weld can't fight Sophia all out because Sophia is his teammate who has been suborned. And like you said, Ballistic and Sundancer have it too. But yeah, it is something that weighs more heavily on the heroes than the villains. Like they can't have lethal ammunition.
Right.
Which
right.
The villains totally can.
Right. And then, of course, Dragon falling on the bomb to save Taylor is also like straight up heroic, right?
Yeah.
I mean, she's not putting her own life at risk, right? So like it is easier, but she is losing the fight, right?
And she's sacrificing the thing that she swore to protect. Like she doesn't get the data back. Yeah.
Though again, she was kind of tarrying to chat with Taylor instead of chasing down Tattletale, who was.
But that could have been a way to get the data.
That's true.
And she could be planning to talk to Taylor again in the hopes of getting the data back before something happens to it.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't know, like, we'll see what happens. They're not out of the woods yet by the end of the chapter, so we'll see. We'll see.
It's still a question to me. Why did they need this if Coyle already has spies in PRT headquarters?
Yeah.
Maybe he wouldn't give the data to them, but if he's helping them with this, he must know about it. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, that does just remind me of the, like, in the final conversation, hard feelings, something like that. If they aren't going to be loyal to you, why protect them? Because she's, like, not telling them about where the data's going. And Taylor thinks, because someone else was depending on it.
Yeah, Dinah.
That sort of is suggesting an answer, which is like somehow Taylor feels like whether it's like the reputation or the data itself or, you know, something will be helping her with her, desire to save Dinah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see when we learn more concretely.
I know. When do we get the rest of the plan?
When there's not action going on.
If we get the rest of the plan, it will fail. So we can't.
Right. No, so it's good. It's good that we don't see it coming. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Speaking of not seeing it coming, we started to talk about Bitch and then got distracted by Dragon, who is very cool and distracting. But yeah, Bitch, way to throw your teammate under the foam.
Yeah. Yeah. Really bad.
Really bad.
Really bad
like,
thing to do.
This is the kind of thing, like, Taylor's been swallowing her pride. She's been like, oh yeah, I deserved it when Bitch hits her. She hasn't been retaliating, but like, this is something where she has to retaliate. She can't be on this team if Bitch is going to actively sabotage her in fights and try to get her arrested.
Yeah.
Like, she has to deal with this. Yeah. Even though it's, like you said, she also has a temper, and this is in the middle of a crisis, but seems like the crisis is like question mark under control-ish. And yeah, I think she's going to confront Bitch. And
I mean, yeah.
With all her bugs, with her swarm.
It's so crazy. I mean, yeah, so just like I get where Bitch is coming from in terms of like who she is and why she would do this, but it's like such a self-defeating move, right? Like even if it's completely successful, it's just like doing so much damage to your team.
Yeah, they'd probably try to rescue her and Bitch would have to be part of that.
Right. But it's just, yeah, and like they all voted for her to be back on the team and maybe you don't agree with that. Right.
Bitch
but like
against it, but yeah.
Yeah. I guess maybe like if they never heard from Taylor, they wouldn't know it was a betrayal, right? So like maybe that she thought she could get away with it by just bumping into her on the way out, you know?
And I don't know that Bitch cares that much about her reputation.
I'm not sure she cares either. Yeah. The interesting thing that I was thinking about is this almost feels like a risk Taylor invited by not standing up to Bitch at all over the past 3 days. Being so much of a pushover, saying, I deserved this, right? Like, letting herself be lowest on the totem pole.
Right.
Does give Bitch an opportunity to say, I've got the power here, and if I don't want you on the team, I don't have to have you on the team. Yeah. And so there's a little bit of like...
Yeah, it's sort of like this is also what Taylor deserves if she's not standing up to the other stuff in sort of Bitch's view of the world.
Yeah. It's just such a crazy way to end the chapter of like, okay, well, you just managed to get out of the situation fighting the best tanker in the world. Your teammates are fighting the Protectorate, right? Which like barely rates in the paragraph. And then you're like, I don't care about any of this because I need to deal with Bitch.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting. This relationship is like the best part of this arc. It's so good.
Right. This animosity at this point.
Yeah. What do you think's going to happen?
I think Taylor's going to attack her.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I think there's going to be a screaming match. And I think it's going to get rough. And I don't know. I mean, there's so many variables.
You think they'll come back from it? Think they'll be teammates, friends?
I don't know, actually. Because we did have them come back from the first one. I mean, there was no coming back, but we had them go forward from the first one, the fight that they had right when Taylor joined the Undersiders. And I'm not sure that they can reconcile this. Like, Bitch tried to get Taylor arrested. Like, Bitch betrayed Taylor.
Yeah.
Bitch felt betrayed by Taylor, and so she betrayed her back.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can move forward from this. Will Bitch leave the team? That would be wild, but a potential consequence.
Yes, what do you think Taylor wants?
I think she wants to win a confrontation between them. I don't think she wants Bitch off the team.
Yeah.
I think she wants to heal the relationship.
Yeah.
But right now, she's just angry.
Right.
And I think anger is probably the thing with the most hope of healing the relationship because Bitch isn't going to respond well to passivity.
Right.
So it is possible, but I could see it going either way.
Yeah. It's so good. I just love centering this character conflict. And it's like, it's not all about the fun, you know.
It's not all action. Yeah.
I mean, and this is going to be action-packed. But
yes.
This is the really good stuff.
Yeah, but there are still 2 Protectorate members they're fighting. Like, what is going on?
I know. It's so good.
And I do think the others would try to keep them from going all out in a fight against each other. But I think at this point, I don't know that Taylor would try to kill her. Bitch might try to kill Taylor, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what else is in this chapter?
Yeah, I really liked the gift shop fight scene. I thought that action was really fun. Like, very chaotic, but Dragon, like, looming over them, trying to get a clean shot. And then Tattletale jury-rigging the gun into a bomb. And then... yeah, the whole thing of, like, Tattletale, like, apologizing at the end, being like, well, I didn't think, like, I didn't think, and, like,
I don't think it was her fault.
Well, the only reason she was wrong about that was because Bitch knocked her into the phone. Like, Tattletale's like, I bet everybody can get out.
Yeah, she was right. They could, except Bitch is going to stop that. Yeah.
But, yeah, it's so exciting. And, like, the moment when, it's also just such a good, like, cops and robbers moment when Dragon is like, no, seriously. Like, I'm not going to explain this, do what I say. And, like, there is some connection there because Taylor's like, okay, I have to do, right?
Yeah.
Like,
she
that's...
trusts her, yeah.
Right. If Weld suddenly said, like, throw down your weapons, like, you know, like, no one's going to do that.
No one's going to do that.
Right. there's some respect.
Yeah. And it helps that it's not like her bugs were doing that much to Dragon, so...
yeah. But
Taylor was already helpless.
Just imagine you are Lisa, and you're like, okay, everybody's out, but where's Skitter? Boom! Bomb goes off.
No!
And then here comes
Lisa.
Skitter out of the thing, right? And she's just charging straight towards Bitch. And you're like, oh no, what is going to happen?
Oh, this is so fun. I want to read the next chapter.
Yeah.
I had a random thought. So Imp does this whole thing where she can't tell if her power is going to work on Dragon because is Dragon in the suit? Tattletale says no. Regent says something's in there. So she tests it, and it turns out her power is not working on Dragon at the moment. And Tattletale's like, what were you even going to do over there? And she's like, I don't know. I would have figured something out. And I was like, she has the true Undersider spirit.
I know. Yeah, I think it said Imp pouted. Right? She's like, I don't know. Yeah, I love that, right, Dragon and Weld have comms that we don't get to hear, right? They're clearly coordinating behind the scenes, which is really fun.
Yep.
And yeah, I did like that exploring Imp's power. Like, does it work on cameras? Does it work on technology? Does it only work on people?
Seems like no.
It's really interesting.
I was also tickled by Taylor's comment, like, oh, Weld has really been a problem. Like, is it like a requirement for the leader of the wards that they just be like really persistent?
I know.
She's like, that would make sense. It means
like
they
just
stick around for the whole fight. And yeah, I mean, the other wards are completely off the table, except for Shadowstalker. It's off the table in a different way. But like, well, nothing's taken him down.
No.
Like, what could take him down?
No, exactly.
Foam, maybe?
Exactly. He's great. Yeah.
Yes. Weld and Dragon and I are going to be a very happy throuple.
Oh my god. Apparently they did get the data. Tattletale claims that they did to Gru, which was interesting.
What they came for, which I assume is the data. We haven't heard about anything else.
Fair.
I'm still confused about what the data is supposed to do.
And yeah, I did feel a little bit like when Gru woke up and then they just started running away, I was like, oh yeah, the only reason this is hard is because one of them got clock blocker.
Right.
It was like, I kind of like, I guess maybe they just got unlucky, but it's like half of them immediately run away, and I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't like that bad, right? Like, it's still pretty bad if one of them gets foamed. They're going to get stuck behind. But...
yes, they got very lucky / were very capable in other ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gru's reaction, like, Dragon's here!
Oh my god, yeah. Yeah, also
like,
imagine,
I get frozen in time and then wake up and then suddenly Dragon's mech suit is shooting at us.
Yeah. And I guess, right, if Gru had been... maybe it was 10 minutes, but maybe it was only 7, right? Like, if Gru had been down for another 3 minutes, probably there's no way they get out. Oof, so they did get lucky again.
He'd at least get foamed.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but it doesn't look like he's going to get arrested. So
but
my
it's just sort of like, if all they have
false.
to do is run away, we know the Undersiders are really good at that.
They're very good at running away.
If they're all firing on all cylinders.
They have to have a fight between Skitter and Bitch first.
Right, that's true. That is... oh my god.
Taylor was just thinking about how team cohesiveness is important.
Yeah.
She was thinking about it in terms of, like, power compatibility, but personalities also matter.
So true. I don't know that I have other stuff to say.
Yeah, I feel like we can probably start to wrap it up. Let me see if I have any more predictions. I do think we're going to have another action-y scene. Like, the danger from the Protectorate is not over. I don't think it's just going to be Taylor versus Bitch. And also, what's going on with Shadowstalker? Is Regent still controlling her? Is she and Weld still in the lobby? Like, Weld is still loose. Yeah. Like, a lot more stuff could happen. So I think it's going to be another tumultuous action scene.
What if I told you the next chapter is the last chapter in the arc?
Ooh. Would you be telling the truth?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I do think they're going to get away.
Okay.
With the data. But yeah, I'm not sure if Bitch will be with them.
Interesting.
I think Taylor will, because she feels so strongly about this plan that I think she and Tattletale have to rescue Dinah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be a very packed chapter. I do think it's a long one.
Yeah.
It starts out, the residual foam on my glove made my...
Ooh. Fist stick to Bitch's jaw when I punched her.
Oh my gosh, what if then the whole fight scene is them stuck together? The classic, like, manacled to your rival.
Amazing!
That is very funny. And that definitely happens.
Okay, yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
I also have some cape names for you.
The new Protectorate members? Maybe.
Could be.
Oh man, is more Protectorate going to show up? This is going to be a mess. Maybe they will get arrested.
You ready for the names?
Yes.
Bonesaw.
Bonesaw. Huh. It's sort of a Sawbones doctor-y type thing, but inverted.
What's an inverted doctor?
I think it's someone who can grow, like, bone spurs out of themselves and, like, attack people with it.
Okay.
Very worm-coated.
Yeah.
Interesting. Crawler. Kind of sounds like someone who can, like, stick to any surface and, you know, sort of a gargoyle-ish type figure.
Sentient foam.
Yeah, sentient foam. Yes, that's the prediction.
Burn scar.
Oh my gosh, there are a lot of these. These sound like the whatchamacallit, the 9, the Slaughterhouse 9.
The Slaughterhouse 9, interesting.
Are there going to be 9 names?
They're going to be 8 names.
Well, these are not all new Protectorate members, and they just don't sound Protectorate-y. Like, they don't sound like the kind of names a hero would pick. So, all right, what was the one you just said?
Burn scar.
Burn scar. Yeah, I mean, I'm picturing someone who's, like, has scarred flesh all over their body. It would be interesting if these are all people who have disfigured themselves in some way, almost like a Mad Max vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Burn scar. I mean, the ability to create fire is sort of a pyrokinesis.
Yeah.
Yeah, go with that.
The Siberian.
The Siberian. Ooh. Can turn into a tiger.
Okay. Shatterbird.
Cool name. Wait, which of these do we think can flay someone? So what were the 3 deaths? Someone was flayed. Someone had their limbs cut off and, like, connected with chains. That's going to be Bonesaw.
Okay.
And what was the 3rd person? Were they burned?
Yes.
Burned. Okay, so that would probably be Burn Scar. And flayed. Shatterbird doesn't particularly sound like someone who can flay. Probably some other way of killing people. I guess I should just be predicting the ways in which they killed people.
Could be.
I think it's sort of a fault line-ish power, but can, like, touch something and crumble it.
Okay. Jack Slash.
That's a great name. Blades.
Hatchet Face.
Okay. Again, there's sort of an obvious blade face situation going on. Which of these... I'm going to hear all the names and then predict which one flayed. Yeah, can turn their body into a bunch of hatchets.
Okay. Yeah. It's Hook Wolf, but hatches. Mannequin.
Like spelled like the department store mannequin?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, I think there's probably like a indestructible element there, or maybe can turn people into like maybe there's sort of a dehumanization power.
Ooh.
Yeah. Can just change your clothes magically.
Interesting.
Okay, so I think Jack Slash is the Flayer.
Okay. Now, if your theory is correct, and these are 8 of the Slaughterhouse 9, why only 8?
No one knows who the ninth one is.
Ooh,
yeah.
Scary.
Maybe sort of an imp-like thing where, like, no one can know.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's not
That
imp.
seems bad. That's not it. What a great twist that would be.
Yeah. So I guess the Slaughterhouse 9 are showing up?
I don't know.
Wild.
I don't know.
That's
These
gonna
could just
throw a wrench
be
into
the
things.
8 new members of the Protectorate.
It's gonna throw a wrench into things, and the wrench will get stuck to Weld. It's not the 8 new members of the Protectorate. These are villain names.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just all get listed off in one paragraph, like that time when we got exposition about New Wave. Who can say?
We don't necessarily see them, but I think we will. Because otherwise, why would they even come up?
Yeah, could be
in the middle
bad.
of an action.
Could be good.
Chapter.
Could be good. Can't say it's going to be bad. It could be good.
The Slaughterhouse 9 could be good. We don't know.
Well, I know. And yet.
Could result in things turning out better for our villain heroes if the Protectorate gets sidetracked.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, I'm very excited to talk to you again about all this.
Next time.
On Inchworm. Worm is a web serial by J.C. McCrae. You can read Worm at parahumans.wordpress.com and support the author at patreon.com/wildbow. Follow us on Tumblr and Blue Sky at Inchworm Podcast, or find our Discord link and any other updates on inchwormpodcast.com.